Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel today, and if you're brand new, welcome, and if you're just tuning into this video, I really hope that you enjoy it. Today's smoky eyes are basically... Wait, I was gonna say they're basically sponsored by Junebug, but this video is not sponsored. Basically, my eyes are using Sugarpill's Junebug, so we're coming at you with that color. Sugarpill's Junebug is basically a loose pigment that has the duochrome effect of from green to a brown coppery shift. And essentially a duochrome shifts in certain lights. A true duochrome changes color over a black base and shifts also in different lights. So I would say the main difference between this particular type of a duochrome where it's got a shift in tone is that it essentially doesn't really become a different color over a black base versus the effect duochromes. So this has no extreme special effects. Does that make sense? All right. I hope it does. Basically, Max Club has been a sellout eyeshadow for years, and a lot of companies have opted to make their variation on it. Once you have owned one of them, you basically own them all, and it is not necessary to buy this color by the bucket, because not only does Sugarpill make it, Glamour Doll Eyes makes one, MAC makes one, and I'm sure countless other indie brands make one. It's a very basic color made from a very basic mica. So to get started on this look, I'm going to be taking the Ben Nye Magic Color Pencil, and we're just going to put this in the waterline area. That way you can see all the dimension your eyes are going to have right away, so you know pretty much how big and amazing you want to make your eyes right off the bat. Do little sketchy strokes the way I did my eye primer, using again the warmth of your finger to blend that out. Eyeshadow primers and sticky bases aren't supposed to be completely pigmented and strong in color. Most of the time you are putting an eyeshadow over it, and the whole point of cream products is to give a natural color. So today's eyeshadow is going to be Junebug from Sugarpill, and this is a gorgeous duochrome shadow, and the benefits of using this one is that it is a vegan variation of MAC's infamous Club eyeshadow. I'm going to be taking the Pumpkin and Poppy foiled again mixing medium. So if you didn't really get to see that particular eyeshadow too well, so now that that's done, I'm going to flip my brush over to the side I have not used so far and apply a dry layer over the mixing base. So it is a lot of steps to really make a mineral shadow look a little theatrical, but it's not really that time consuming. It's pretty quick. See, because you don't have to be precise. We're going to be blending these colors out, so it will become a more precise look. But with a smoky eye look, you never really have to worry about being super clean. Another way to utilize this glitter I'm going to put on top would be to take a glitter base, would be to put mixing medium on it, or to combine it with the pigment itself. And that is, of course, to say if you want a lot of glitter, you can combine it with the pigment. Otherwise, we're just going to take the fold again mixing medium once again, and I'm just going to put a drop in the lid. A very precise drop, as if you're putting in medicated eye drops, and you need a very low dose, small drop. So I'm going to be taking Inglot's Body Sparkles in 68, and they save money by not giving names to their shadows, which I love, but I also think Inglot would be amazing with a creative director that gave names, just because their products are so cool. I know some very professional makeup artists that think their products are crap, and I think it really just depends on what you're buying. I like a lot of their stuff. I've had a couple of their things I don't like their basics. Their colors are wonderful. I'm going to be taking Nude for my brow highlight while I wait for those liquefied glitters to sort of settle up, just because I don't want to make them look runny or remove any of the Body Sparkles 68. And we're just going to place the Nude at the arch of the brow bone. I don't like to take the paint, as they say, to the brows, but just so it looks kind of natural, so it doesn't look rough and the transition has something to blend into. Warm Taupe, which is, I'm going to be taking Warm Taupe, which is this really fun khaki color, and we're just going to blend that into the socket line. Blendy, blend, blend. And just make sure that those pigments are only blending out really right at the crease line and not the whole eyelid. Otherwise you're gonna have to go in for a retouch, which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like to retouch the main color too much because I like the whole look to have about the same body of pigment as a whole. Same body of pigment, same saturation. Did I just pick up some black? Going back into nude and going through the brow bone again. Just flipped my brush over. And then we're just going to go into this black color now, and it's called Deep Brown, so it's not black. And then we're just going to place this in the outer corner of the eyes. Basically the darkest color in the palette. You get my drift, and I clearly don't have the names memorized. I feel like I just got here, but because I've just pretty much been working since I got here. Although one of the reasons my boyfriend wanted me to come out here was because he doesn't like me working my butt off till I'm dead. But I like to be productive during the day. I'm going to take a makeup remover wipe and remove all the excess pigment. I just like to slide my finger in there, wrap it around, and cut. And it creates a very smooth look. You don't need to like tap or pat it down with your finger or anything. Unless you pick up too much product, then you can, I don't know, blend. Make it look Arabic in the end, and make it look like you didn't wipe away too much excess. I like to keep it fairly low and like a fairly long wing, just because I think it frames the eye nicely. And if you think I pulled my shadow out too far, that's cool too. We all have different preferences in eye shapes. I just like to cut all the roundness from the look of the eye because it kind of looks like the brush stopped and started in that direction. Skin the canvas. I'm going to be taking Physicians Formula Nude Wear Foundation in the shade Light, and we're going to put a couple pumps on the back of our hand just to warm up the foundation a little bit. Pat the brush in just to change the texture a little bit so it looks very lightweight and isn't thick. And then with a flat top brush, you can either stipple it into the skin to get a more airbrush look, or move it around to get a lighter look. So cleaning it up is really easy. If you have too much excess, you can always really go in for a sure clean by taking the makeup remover, wipe for the eyeshadow, and then just applying more foundation. But I'm gonna be doing it the little lazy way since I know most people would want to do it this way, because it can get kind of messy removing all your foundation again. And just sort of cut into the eyeshadow at the edges and just clean it up so it doesn't look like you've been crying all day or heroin chic. Once again, retouching the eyeliner, whoa, poking your eye is not pretty, with a pencil that stays in your waterline and feels fairly comfortable even if you were to stab your eye, obviously. And this is a very soft pencil, but it stays all day, which is why I'm a huge fan of the Ben Nye pencils, and they're $6, so it doesn't really get any better than that. Taking a pair of my favorite false lashes. I really like these. These are very similar to the Demi Wispies, and a whole pack of these is about $8, so essentially you're paying like $1.50 per lash, so it's a great bundle deal. Taking the Inglot Liquid Eyeliner in number 32. This is a gorgeous jungle green. I usually take this one over my Makeup Geek gel eyeliner, simply because this one has no isocodone in it, so I don't have any irritating issues wearing it. That's just for fun. These eyes are a lot of work, so make sure that you have some time. I just don't think I've done color for you guys in almost a year, so let's do some color, shall we? And it might get into your eyelashes. I really am not cheap when it comes to my lashes. I really don't like utilizing them more than 1 or 2 times. For the face, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Eye Kit. I love taking the contour kit after doing a very visual, vibrant, smoky eye because it just really polishes off the whole face. Now, some people believe less is more and focus on one area of the face, yada, 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 but you can definitely make the whole look cohesive. Sometimes when you're really heavy here and really naked the rest of the way, it doesn't create balance. And in art, that's what we want. So art is 100% applied to makeup, and so I think that's partially why some people have difficulty getting involved or into makeup, is they don't think about the art. I'm going to go into Fawn. And then just highlight the cheekbone with Fawn. You're not carving out really anything, you're just bringing to the surface your attributes. Mine would be my cheekbones. I know they say women shouldn't, have a sculptured face sometimes because it doesn't speak of femininity, but if there's something about your face that you like, go ahead and enjoy it and sculpt what you want, because sometimes those little flaws make you even more beautiful. Sometimes people who are totally perfect, people don't find approachability to them at all. So don't be afraid to be you and enjoy what you have. So that's basically what contouring is, sculpting your attributes. So I'm going to go now back into the highlighter, which is Sand. And I had taken Vanilla just to sort of color correct the under eye area. Mine is very red. That's just how female hormones work. There's nothing wrong with my diet. My under eye area can get very pink and red on and off, but I have a pink undertone, so that is sure to come to the surface without doubt. And I'm going to be taking Java, which is the slightly softer bronzer in this palette. Speaking of which, just a little conversation with you guys. Too Faced came out with a bronzer wardrobe, which I think is very refreshing take on the whole contouring trend. What do you guys think? I know bronzers have been around for a while, and Too Faced has done bronzers and done bronzer palettes, but I definitely think it's interesting to do a blockbuster of their creations, not better, I should say, their creations as a whole. I think it's really awesome, especially for makeup artists. Unless you end up favoring 1 or 2 bronzers, then you're kind of screwed. Now taking Illamasqua Lover, which is this gorgeous peachy babe right here, and it's one of those colors that looks boring in the pan and looks great on the skin. So this is something that does need to be applied with a light hand. And if you just want to go the whole 9 yards and get all hot babed out, curl, straighten your hair, whatever you want to do. And I like my hair pretty much today, but I know when it has to go back into a ponytail for work, it's not going to look as good. So I'm just going to kind of smooth it out a little bit. So now that the hair is completely straightened, I'm going to start back combing it, just so my hair doesn't lay flat while it's in a ponytail. So with the back combing, you basically want to get the root so it stays up. And then it's not stylish since the 80s to see too much of the back comb, but the 80s are in again, so this one's kind of open up for fun. So I'm going to do a 2 section ponytail, one for the tees. This is kind of like your essential Barbie pony. This look is gonna look like a Mac Barbie, ain't it? Yes, it will. It's okay. I'm just going to wrap this around. Teases can be kind of annoying to work with, but the best way to get a tease out is to deep condition everything you teased. Back past the ears. If you want to go full on Barbie, just let it rest on the tops of the ears, because Barbie doesn't have protruding ears at all. She's basically drawn onto a flat shaped plastic head. So whatever your desires. If you want it to be very Barbie, maybe go like that. But I have all these cartilage piercings, so it just looks lumpy. So we're just going to pull it back. Bingo. And then it's okay if it looks a little ratty for the most part, because there are rats in the hair, and an 80s pony isn't perfect. For the lips, I'm going to go ahead and take Inklat 68, which is a shimmery lip pencil. I'm going to take the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Stained Gloss in Concubine, which is a stained gloss. It is a little bit more satin than the matte lipsticks, but it is very much a high pigment lip color. So if you're going to put this on really heavily, thinking it's, you know, like a pretty wet sticky gloss with the pigment of Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics, I wouldn't recommend that. Just work with them like the original OC Lip Tars, and know you're going to see a little bit more hydration on the lips. I would have called these satins. So know that gloss is only a finish name and not a product. Taking the Inklat Sleeks Cream in 100, and it's a very high pigment lip gloss that is essentially the exact same color as Concubine. It's gonna pair beautiful. If you want a sparkle finish, this is not the one. I hope that you enjoyed today's look as much as I had fun putting it together for you. I always loved colorful looks, especially putting them on for you guys. Make it look a little more, I don't know, sultry, sophisticated, sexy, not just so much just paint, I guess. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.